obedience, faith,
was the door that made Abraham
courage, sacrifice. Campaign of Israel at the Gate of Haran.
My name is Shanice. Before I came to this ministry, my son, my 15-year-old, at that time was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer. It's called synovial sarcoma. I believe it's 1 out of 1,000 get diagnosed yearly. At that time, I didn't know how to react towards it, being my eldest son. I had to take a year off from work. Through that, it was a lot of ups and downs. So I was invited to the Universal Church, and then back in April, so then I started coming. I started coming on Mondays, I started coming on Wednesdays, I come on Fridays. I never missed a Sunday. So shortly after I started coming, the campaign of Israel, which was, I would never forget it, was Isaac. So I wasn't working, so I had no idea what to do. So I decided to sell bottles. I sold my jewelry to build my campaign. I even started piling up the bottles, and someone came in my backyard and stole the bottles that I was supposed to put on the altar. But I was determined. I went full force. There's no way. I was revolted, and I was like, God, you would do something. Therefore, it started getting tough. I must say it wasn't easy. It was getting harder and harder. After you put your campaign on the altar, it gets harder. It wasn't an easy task to do, because at that time, when my son went to get the port put in his chest, he had his lungs collapse. The first thing he did, he looked at me and said, "Mom, what happened?" I couldn't do anything. I started praying, but I kept on trusting in God. Second campaign came. I was like, oh no. I was revolted. I went back to the altar, and the pastor said, all or nothing, it has to hurt. I went to the bank. I emptied out my bank account, my savings, a matter of fact. The lady said, you still have $7. I couldn't get the $7 out of the ATM. So I went to the teller. I told the lady, I said, I want the $7. She said, well, you know your bank account will close. I said, it's okay, I trust God. God saw my faithfulness. God saw that I was determined. I wasn't gonna take no for an answer. And I kept going back to the altar. Every single campaign, I kept on increasing on my campaign. I kept on going up and up and up. And I kept on telling God, I said, God, it's all or nothing. I trust in you. Today, as we speak at the moment, he is doing amazing. No signs, no symptoms, nothing. His MRIs come back negative. His blood work is fine. He's living, I should say, his best life now. But my hands never lacked short on the altar. I always was at the altar sacrificing. No matter how big or how little I have, I give it to God. But God first.
Campaign of Israel at the Gate of Haran.